Well, I've always gone to church when I was little, but whenever I was in sixth grade, I had something happen to me, and I just really saw the work of God and how He's really there for you and how He's real. I saw how He worked and how He really saved me and my mom when I was in sixth grade, and it was a specific event that a lot of people don't see and don't believe, but I know that God was right by my side. We used to come to Good News on Wildwood, but my stepmom, because she's deaf, she has to have an interpreter signed for her. But her interpreter, her mom got sick, so she couldn't interpret anymore. So we stopped going for a little bit, and then my sister Jeannie, she interprets at the World Golf Campus. And so now she interprets, and my brothers and sisters who are deaf, we all go there now, and she interprets for all of us, so we go every Sunday.
I think I've always known Jesus from when I was a child. I was introduced by my parents, and I strayed away. And I've always known Jesus as a large concept, not necessarily as my personal Lord and Savior, not necessarily as being real and tangible to me. So when He intervened in my life, it was at a moment where everything was going wrong. And no matter how hard I tried, the mountain seemed to get steeper and steeper as I was climbing. So everything was going wrong. And I just was falling down on my job as a mom, as a worker, as a Christian, just as a human being. I was just falling down on my job. So when He intervened, it was because I just really, really, really had nowhere else to go. And so I just cried out, and I just cried and cried and cried until I actually knew that He heard me, and He began to change my life. First, He introduced us through my daughter's teacher at school, who was a music teacher, Mr. Rankin, our favorite family champion. And he was such a warm and loving person. And I said, you have to be a Christian. And so he invited us to small group, and he invited us to Good News Church. And from that point, it was just so amazing that happened after I was crying out, God, where can I be? Take me someplace where I can be fed spiritually, where I can be strengthened, where I could begin to live the life that You purpose for me to live. And so we started going to small group. At that time, I was raising the children alone. I was still married, but I had been separated from my husband for many years, 12 years. And as we became stronger as a family, as I became stronger as a Christian, as the children became stronger, then our life became richer. We grew closer to God. They started desiring more to have their own relationships with God. They were baptized at Good News. They became members of Good News. And you could see them blossoming and growing school-wise and as individuals. And then God brought the other piece home. He brought Dad home. And so after us being apart for 12 years, we were reconciled. And now we are celebrating this year 23 years of marriage. And so, and our life is just so full of joy, just joy and peace and happiness, and the whole family unit. It fits, it works, it does what it's supposed to do. And we can give back to Good News. We love to work in the ministries. My husband works on the ushers, and I work in the children's ministry, and my daughter is being groomed for youth worship leader, and just we love it.